qualities of love. Yes.
Well, with copper gold, you know, I wanted to ask you about pink as a quality of love.
Pink. Yeah, I'm coming. So
Okay.
we touched about gold, right? Pink is then another quality begin to open.
Okay.
And pink is a quality that feels like cotton candy. It's fluffy, it's sweet, it's very nourishing, but not like milk. It's a different form. It brings certain feeling of love. I call it appreciative love.
I think of it as young friendship, young, youthful, you know.
Young, youthful friendship. You see that how you appreciate a baby, you know, like you see sometimes how parents, the baby said, "Mama," and the whole house is jumping, you know. It's an appreciation of the baby learning, walking, you know, all of those things. This is pink fluff quality generated in the field between mother and baby. Babies have it a lot, you know. Babies really appreciate their parents. They come and touch their hair, touch their face, cuddle, you know. Then little by little, they learn, you know, like to say thank you in millions of ways, you know. Not necessarily thank you, but a cuddle, a hug, you know, a holding of hand. This quality is soft, is gentle. It brings some kind of unconditional appreciation. You know, and the more it opens up, it can reach more than just fluffiness. It can be diamond pink, you know, and the diamond pink, it opens your eyes to appreciate so many things around that you've taken them for granted, you know. Like one thing that's happening now, for example, with COVID, is that people are showing up more for each other, you know, and that's producing a lot of appreciation for each other. You see people who are grateful for each other, and the others are really missing this person that they used to see walking in the street. So they go take them food or help or something like that. A field of gratitude, a field of appreciation, a field of, I don't know, love is beginning to open up more and more. You know? This is also part of the pink. We've taken so many things for granted, you know. We've taken even our I don't know, neighbor for granted, you know. We see them, we don't see them. It's like it's just, you know, being cooped in our houses. You appreciate going out. You appreciate even taking a walk, you know. And if you don't even put on the mask because the air is clear, you really appreciate that. It feels like, wow, you know, it's really a treat to breathe without a mask. This quality, the more increases, there is a sense of appreciation for creation, for who we are, for the beauty of the kingdom we live in, appreciating the limitation it has, you know, that if you want all of those elements, we have to accept limitation, you know, because, you know, if I want to walk, I don't need wings. Maybe I'll invent an airplane, you know, but to carry my wings and walk all day long is like maybe too much, you know. So I give up being an angel. I be an angel inside, compromising here and there. Appreciation that the limitation is for the sake of evolution, you know. It's like you really appreciate the baby for its babyhood. You appreciate the child for its childhood, you know. It's just beauty for what they are and who they are. So this love brings love, appreciation. It is so much associated with, by the way, the Enneagram number 1 and the Enneagram, fixation number 1. Golden essence is so much with Enneagram number 2.
The
Enneagram, and sometimes 3, they mix with copper gold. 3 has copper gold. They want the strong lion heart. They love the truth and they get march for the truth and, you know, die for the truth and you name it, you know. Or you have somebody, I don't know whether to talk political or not, like Trump has a fake golden heart, love for falsehood. He loves lying. He loves, it's a false copper gold. It's a personality made a golden heart. That's why many people think even as if he's representation of a Christ, golden hair and all of those things.
Dear.
Amazing with the unconscious thing. Amazing
Dear.
association. You know, the Christians in the South are taken for a ride, playing with their unconscious. Christ is golden, but he's false gold. This is false gold. Christ was the truth walking, and he is the falsehood walking. Just to see how we can really fake things and distort, you know, even essential state. 9 also has sometimes with some of the milk essence they can produce. You know, their system kind of produce a lot of nourishment. You know, the 9 mothers can be so nourishing and so nurturing. You know, because they can reach the state of the grazing cow. You know, Trungpa used to say enlightenment is reaching the state of a grazing cow. You graze and you produce milk. You are a nourishing entity, you know, bringing nourishment, love to all that there is around you. And 9 can be this way, can produce a lot of nourishing kind of love, all kind of love. And it's not an insult, it is an empowerment, you know, of that love. So then we talked about pink. Then there is a quality of love that many people like a lot, you know, especially, I don't know about America, but I know like in the Middle East, they love it a lot, you know, in the Mediterranean, you know, amore, the Italian and the Greek and the Arabs and all of those, is ecstatic, passionate love, you know, love that you just want to eat them up, you know.
Sufis, right? Sufi too.
Sorry?
The Sufis.
And Sufis, they take it to the higher octave of ecstatic, passionate love, but it can be in the first stage of it is in the animal instinct love, passionate love. You see it a lot in certain like in cultures, like Mexicans, South Americans, blacks in America or blacks in Africa. They have this passion, you know, it's animalistic passion. A sexual, sensual, fleshy. They want the flesh, you know. It's not like adoration and worship of ecstatic, passionate love and divine union. That's Sufi taking this quality of love to the highest octave. But when it first born is when you really get mad about the other person. You can't but hug them and kiss them and jump on them, jump their bones, make love. You're crazy about them, crazy about their body, crazy about their flesh. You know, you want to eat them up. It has the animal soul awaken in it. So much physicalness. So the first gradation of it is lustfulness, very lustful, you know, and lust for the flesh, you know. You really like how they look, you really like how they feel, you really, and of course, it differs. It doesn't mean there is a modality for lustfulness, you know, like lustfulness in America might have a certain form, you know. I was looking at YouTube, one woman in Africa saying, I am so beautiful because I am fat. They love it. She's full, she is fat. They have so much to grab on, so much to bite on, so much to jump on. It brings animal soul, brings this ecstatic, passionate love, you know. I remember one of the songs I grew around when I was young, you know, this singer in the Middle East sings to her daughter. She says, where shall I start eating you from? From which part of you, my duck? My little duck, this yummy duck, as if it is, you know, like this is that kind of yumminess, fleshiness, and it starts with the love of the body, the love of the flesh, the love of energy. Then it goes into more sensuality and body and sensuality and sexuality, then body, sensuality, sexuality, and heartfulness. It becomes adoration. You just love how they smile. You just love the look of in their eyes. You just love, you know, and then it increases in worshipness and become, they are just the ultimate objective beauty. This quality, we call it pomegranate essence, pomegranate or wine, you know. That's why the Christ said, this is my wine. He gave them, you know, the bread and the wine to drink, you know. He said, when he gave them the wine, he said, this is my blood. His blood is wine. It was full of ecstatic, passionate love for life. You know, he loved life. He loved the beauty of the spirit, humanity, you know, so his love, his blood was wine. His flesh was bread. It was the fleshy pearl, yummy flesh, you know. So he was giving example that the bread is the flesh and the wine is the blood is the wine. The wine is this ecstatic, passionate love. It's intoxicating. In the beginning, it is drunkenness. You are really drunkard, you know, and it could lead to even atrocities, you know. You become, I don't know, rape or passion, or I don't know, unbelievable. You know?
Seduction.
Seduction, and I don't know. I hear some people saying they make 5-6 times love a day, you know, like, wow, you know, besides working. They work. So this animal soul, it ignites the pelvis area, it ignites the perineum, the sacrum, the genitality, bring animalism, you know, and it brings a lot of heat in the body. Gold, a lot of warmth and melting, but this brings a lot of heat. It activates the liver, it awakens the liver, you know. That's why in the Middle East, they associated the state which called ishq, I-S-H-Q, ishq. Ishq is ecstatic, passionate love. They don't associate it so much with the heart. They associate it with the liver. You know? The deepest aspect of ishq is residing in the liver, because the liver has so much passion, you know, and so much fire in it, and power and strength, you know. So when the liver is alive and strong and healthy, it produces ishq. It produces, in fact, half a glass of alcohol every day. So you get a drunkard, pure alcohol produced by the liver. This is scientific. You know?
Wow.
Yeah. So if the is healthy, it might produce a glass of alcohol, pure alcohol. So you're a drunkard, you know. So in the beginning, it's a drunkard state mixed with passion, lust, and all of those things, animalism. Then it gets more purified. Then it becomes not drunkardness, but intoxication. You're intoxicated. There is no hangover, you know. You're enraptured. You're a drunkard, but in an intoxicating way. There is no side effect. And the pomegranate get more purified. Then the pomegranate get richer and richer in the heart, and then it turns into ruby. The ruby channel opens up, as if the whole central channel becomes ruby. And you feel as if you are looking at the universe, your eye sees beauty everywhere. You are enraptured by everything, you know. All the things that you used to see before are boring. Now you have passion for them. The leaves, they look so beautiful in the trees. I look at the house, it look like, wow, you know, beauty. I am looking at the lens of beauty. From this lens of beauty, this is the baby and the child look at mother from this central channel of beauty. We looked at her and she was the ultimate yummy object. There is no goddess more beautiful than her. And so much in the work I've done with myself and others, the deepest liberation from mother is when the person is able to see this primordial, this authentic, most primitive image of mother as the goddess, the most beautiful, adorable goddess. This image that's printed deep in the Mobius, in the solar plexus, emerges and it gets exhibited. That's why Buddha say so Mara or Maya is his mother, or Mara is his mother, Maya is the illusion, but it was a female. It was the image of his mother. When he saw it, when that image excavated from the depth of his unconscious, the absolute started to shine. What is blocking the deepest layer of the absolute is the image of mother printed on it. And we're still holding to the image of mother as the goddess. Not the one that we yell at her and we therapeutize and we kill her and do. That is surface. When you go deep, you see her. She is the object of all beauty. She is so adorable, so beautiful. Why? Because we saw her from the center of beauty. We saw her from the channel of beauty. We saw her from this state of adoration and worship. Then we recognize, oh, I am the source of all beauty. I am the Alpha and the Omega, not these. These are objective. I am in it. They are shining with beauty, with love, with all ecstasy, all of those things. So a huge liberation happened. You reach the absolute, but from a pomegranate dimension. You become like a Sufi drunkard, like world and world for hours and hours, then in love. What madness stops me from going completely mad? You become completely mad, and ecstasy in love, but it is sober madness, sobriety beyond imagination. You realize that, wow, this aspect of love has so much adoration and worship and beauty and passion. You're in love with everything there is. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that you are enraptured by it. Even making your toast in the morning, you're in love. This is the beautiful aspect, and it is very invigorating. This aspect contrasts with the gold. Gold, as I said, is a melting stage. That's why it's in the early stages of childhood. This one, I think 2 or 3 years old, we begin to cultivate this firing aspect. This gives the energy of vitality, of moving, of charge. When this quality comes, the body is very charged, full of that energy. You see it in the athletes, like when you see those basketball players, and their body is like tigers, full of soul. And I love it in the native, the Black Americans here, they talk about soul, soul brother, soul sister, because this quality is like the soul, the soul of Christ is, the blood of Christ is rich, potent, full of love, and white man kind of cooled it, made it chilled, made it, but other cultures made it, like zorba and passion. And so pomegranate build up your energy, give you the feeling most often experienced as horny. You're horny, you turned on, you just want to make love to him or to her, and passionately and all of this. Then this is the charge building up. You see it in teenager. They go crazy. They're hitting walls, with testosterone or whatever. Then they have the orgasm, then they melt. They just cuddle and surrender. Pomegranate or red essence build up the energy, gold melt, the system. So that's charge and discharge, charge and discharge. That's the autonomic regulation that Wilhelm Reich wanted to reach in Reichian therapy and bioenergetics, is to reach this ability to free this quality of building up the charge and discharge. Wake up in the morning and you are singing and you're taking a shower and breakfast and this and melting and then building all day long, you have that continuity of charge and discharge, of build up and relaxation. Very beautiful circulation happen in the system, but it feels in a love way, very loving way. So this is the, pomegranate.